The news broke in Israel as people marked the first night of Hanukkah, the Jewish festival of lights. Morocco is the latest Arab country after the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Sudan to normalize ties with Israel in the past 4 months. U.S. President Donald Trump announced the news on Twitter, calling it a historic breakthrough. The White House said Trump sealed the deal in a phone call with Morocco's king on Thursday.
There will now be direct flights between Morocco and Israel. There's a large Moroccan Jewish community living in Israel, and they've kept a strong link with Morocco. They come back every year to celebrate religious holidays and other festivities with family here. And a liaison office with Israel, which was shut in 2002, will be reopened to boost economic and technological ties.
I've always believed that this historic day would come. I've always worked for it. I want to first thank President Trump for his extraordinary efforts to expand peace, to bring peace to Israel and the peoples of the Middle East. President Trump, the people of Israel and the state of Israel will be forever indebted to you.
Under the deal brokered by White House senior advisor Jared Kushner, Washington will recognize Morocco's claim over the disputed territory of Western Sahara. It's a departure from long-standing U.S. policy and goes against the United Nations and African Union, which both don't recognize Morocco's claim. The U.S. will become the only Western country to recognize Moroccan sovereignty in the region, where the Algeria-backed Polisario Front has been seeking independence for decades for the Sahrawi people. The Sahrawis are an indigenous group in Western Sahara, numbering about 500,000. But due to the dispute with Morocco, thousands have been forced to flee to refugee camps in Algeria. In a move welcomed by Moroccans, Washington has agreed to open a consulate in Western Sahara.
Morocco was the first country in the world to officially recognize the U.S. as a state and entity, so the U.S. recognition of Morocco's sovereignty in the Sahara is a very welcome and positive step.
But the reaction in Israel was mixed.
I hope it's just going to be the beginning of more diplomatic achievements between Israel and other Middle Eastern countries, and also North African, of course.
I hope it will be a real peace. I'm afraid that Bibi and Trump is doing it because Trump will want to help Bibi, that he will be the king of Israel.
Morocco's King Mohammed VI says the deal in no way affects his country's commitment to the Palestinian cause and a two-state solution. But Palestinian officials have condemned the agreement, saying it sets back peace in the region by encouraging Israel's denial of Palestinian rights. Natasha Hussain, TRT World.